them before, but on both sides of this box right here, those are parts of the thyroid system.
You can see the thyroid on there?
Very slightly right here, okay? Okay, so now what I've got is I've got this trachea coming down here. It branches and it goes into the lungs. So these are the rat's lungs right here, right here, right here, okay? So those are the right lobes, these are the left lobes over here. And the split is right down there. Okay, now if I come down here very gently, what I can find is that I have, okay, that's not it, that I have, there it is back there, that I have the alimentary canal coming down and going through the diaphragm, and then this is the liver. Do not look for a gallbladder on the liver, okay, in the rat. It's there, but just don't look for it. You're not going to find it. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the liver to the right side of the rat, up like this, a little bit, and that's going to allow me to come back and actually see where this connection into the stomach is going. So this is the stomach right here, okay, and here's the alimentary canal coming through right there and going into the stomach, okay, sitting nestled right in there, just in a perfect little package. It looks like it's a piece of liver. That's the spleen, okay. Down here, associated with the gut tube right in here, the stuff that looks like glandular tissue is in fact the pancreas. This is more pancreatic tissue here and here, okay, and this guy here, okay. So now I can come down and find the small intestine, and this is all small intestine right here, and I am at a loss as to what the heck you must have eaten, but there's a really nasty bulge in the small intestine right there. Okay, so now I come down the small intestine, down into here, and I'm going to find the point at which, here it is right here. So here is the cecum and the beginning of the large intestine, and this is the small intestine coming into the cecum, and then this is the cecum coming to the large intestine over here, okay? So, once again, this is the beginning of the large intestine, that's the cecum. This is the end of the small intestine dumping into the large intestine there. Then I can follow this large intestine around. I can tell you where it's going to come. It's going to come back over to this guy here. It's going to come back here to this end down here. It's going to come here and it's going to exit right there. Okay? If I pull this all down here, I've got some fat that can come out. This needs to be cleaned up significantly. Okay. All right. So I have, oh, there's the other side there. Okay. So this needs to be cleaned out a little bit, but see this tiny little structure right there? Little nib right there? That's the urinary bladder. When it's inflated, it's the size of a filbert nut.
What's a filbert nut?
Filbert, you know, that big.
Oh, okay.
Hazelnut.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's the size of a hazelnut when it's inflated, but now it's deflated, and so it's just absolutely tiny. Okay.
Did you see the uterus in that one?
Yes. Yeah, but that's exactly what I'm cleaning up right now. But there's a lot of crap in here, and I need to get it out. There's a lot of fat, but also this guy would benefit nicely from a quick wash with some water. Give me a paper towel. Oh, here, some more. So I want to get this dried out a little bit in here. Okay, so this is a fallopian tube here, and this is a fallopian tube here. And if I follow the fallopian tube up to the top up here, this is so crappy in here, I can't be sure. If I follow the fallopian tube up to the top, what I find is it's encased in fat. This lady needed to go on a diet. Okay, so this is a fallopian tube here, and right there is an ovary, but it's encased in fat. Okay, if I follow both fallopian tubes down, I see that they join right here. And if I spend a little bit of time dissecting right here, what I would find is that that's the uterus right there, where the two of them come together, joining of the Y. Okay, that's the uterus. When I do this dissection for you in a test, I tend to crack the pelvis, pull everything way back, and have it all laid out very nice and neat. You can't do it right now because you want to be able to see the vessels. So what you're going to do is you're going to come down here and you're going to pull this stuff aside. You're going to clean all this up. And there it is. Okay, so I've got some nasty. Okay. There's the split of the vessels right there. So this is the dorsal aorta. You need to clean it up. And then it splits right here to branch to go into each of the legs. So those are the iliac arteries, and then they go down to become the femoral arteries.
Have you run into
Okay.
a pregnant one before?
Yes, we do sometimes. Yeah. Okay. So you want to do this with your rat. You want to chase down the circulatory system and the gut and the digestive system today, if you can. Now, a comment on the circulatory system. View the circulatory system as a roadmap. Okay, so it could be different if you go from animal to animal. It can be different. By different, I mean that on one animal the branch may happen here. On the other animal, it may branch further down. Imagine that someone has given you instructions to drive down the freeway, but they haven't told you how far the exits are apart. But the exits are still in order, right? So if they tell you go down the freeway, 3 exits,